Why would anyone in our board or in the state of Arizona attend a conference for an association we no longer belong to? We do not have association with the NSBA as the same association that called me and all other parents attending school board meetings domestic terrorist.
When we were here in April of last year or whenever it was, we were terrorized by parents that were threatening our safety, right? So they were being domestic terrorists. It was not a blanket statement to everybody. And I think it's naive and foolish, Geraldine. That's two meetings in a row where I think something you said is foolish.
Okay, heated exchange at a recent school board meeting in Vail, Arizona. Board Superintendent John Aitken, still referring to parents as domestic terrorists there. The mom Aitken was speaking to joins us now, Geraldine Kleber. She's also running for a seat on that school board, I'm imagining, out of self-defense. Also joining us is the chairwoman of Arizona's Republican Party, former Arizona state senator and physician and best-selling author of Justified, the Story of America's Audit, Dr. Kelli Ward. Welcome to you both. We should say we reached out to Mr. Aitken for comment, and he has not gotten back to us here at Newsmax and the Chris Salcedo Show. Geraldine, you first. Tell us more about that moment, and is that why you're running, because of people like Mr. Aitken there?
No, actually, I'm running because of everything that's happened because of COVID. It's been a terrifying 2 years for our kids, and I don't believe that our kids got what they deserved these past 2 years. We were fortunate that our district did open up before any other district in the area, but still our kids suffered a lot. They lost a lot of education. Mr. Aitken has been like this for most of the time that the schools have been closed. This is not the first time that he spoke to me like that.
Wow. Well, he's welcome to come on and make his case. I'd like to hear what parents actually said to him that would lead him to say that parents were terrorists. Dr. Ward, your daughter's also in the same school district. Tell us your reaction to this incident.
I'm just going to tell you that the people who were terrorized during COVID were our kids. They were terrorized by our government. They were terrorized by teachers. They were terrorized by administrators. And for this superintendent in Vail School District to come out and say that a parent is naive and foolish and remind her that he's called her foolish twice is appalling. And that's why for us, for me as the chairwoman of the Republican Party of Arizona, we have trained over 500 parents and community members to run for school board and to support our school board members in the right way. And so I think we're going to see a big change come 2022 with people who value what parents say rather than feel threatened by words of parents who dare to come to those school board talk about COVID or gender identity or whatever the teachers and the administrators are trying to push on our kids.
Yeah, you would never talk to your boss like that. Mr. Aitken forgot that Geraldine was his boss. The parents are his boss. You would never talk to your boss like that. Geraldine, you know, one of our Newsmax contributors, Chrissy Clark, recently exposed an LGBTQ organization known as It Gets Better Project, which awarded 50 different school districts across the country with a $10,000 grant to promote the LGBTQ ABCDEFG ideology in schools. Tell me, when did that become, somebody who's running for school board ought to be able to answer this, when did it become GovEd's job to push that agenda? I was under the impression it was GovEd's job to teach reading, writing, arithmetic, and the sciences.
Absolutely. It's not GovEd's job. And I believe that John Aitken does believe that it is our job to teach kids that, and we need to stop. It really needs to stop. I have parents asking me what my stance is on all of this, and I'm a Catholic, and I will love everybody, but I do not support it.
Yeah, well, it has no place in the schools, maybe in a club somewhere, but the schools were not set up to promote social movements. That's not what they're there for. Dr. Ward, there's been a slew of teachers across social media bragging about pushing these science-denying and other woke ideologies, science-denying pronouns and other woke ideology out there. Watch this second-grade teacher on Libs of TikTok.
One of my students felt safe enough to share his pronouns with me. And when he did so, Once the class knew that I knew, they all switched pronouns. Why are kids feeling unsafe? Why does everyone talk about how are the kids going to understand? The kids understand it. It's easy for them. It's the adults who have all of the frigging issues and hang-ups and shit. Kids are fine.
Right. Dr. Ward, parents and kids should not be victims of this, and they sure as hell shouldn't be forced to pay for it by weak Republicans and deviant Democrats. Am I wrong?
You are exactly right, as usual, Chris. And in Arizona, we passed the biggest school choice bill in history in the country. We have education savings accounts for all students. So parents do not feel like their kids are trapped in failing districts or with radical leftist teachers who are pushing gender ideology on second graders, for goodness sake. A study came out yesterday as well, or a report, that stated that 181 public school teachers have been arrested in the last year for abusing our children. We cannot allow this grooming behavior to continue. And the way parents can make a big change is by voting with their feet. Take your kids out of failing government schools and find something that will work for them. That educational excellence and student success, whether that's homeschooling, it's using the internet, it's going to a charter school, it's going to a private school. Every single child should have access to the very best education and not be subjected to indoctrination.
Yeah, and the parents ought to be in charge of how to best educate their children. Dr. Kelli Ward and Geraldine Kleber, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.